All right. I am operating on codeine, steroids, and all sorts of other things, but I am here. I have no idea if the show is going to play live, if it's going to even get recorded, but I think I've done everything I'm supposed to do.
I hope so. But I loved our co-host last week. She covered and did a great job.
She was talking about coming in and doing it all the time because she said she did it better than I did.
I was going to leave that to the two of you.
Okay.
I work well with both of you. So, so anyway, it's good to have you back.
Good to stay neutral.
Yeah.
So
have to in this world.
Yeah, I know. Definitely. But we're going to talk about some grants that are closing tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about the state of the city and a few other things. And we'll be right back after this.
Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
There's so much going on in your community that even in this age of information, it's tough to keep up. This show will help. It's all about what's new, what's happening, and what's out there. So if you're ready, sit back and listen up, Santa Paula.
Yeah, I still like that flyby that I did with the flag and the clock tower.
Yeah, that's always a great shot.
Yeah, that nice little flyby to the SP.
Mm-hmm.
So do I sound normal?
Somewhat normal.
Yeah.
But it depends what normal is, though.
Well, yeah.
But normals are different for everybody.
Yeah.
See, look at you get all, yeah. Okay. So apparently you're not fully.
No, I'm not fully yet, but you can't make me laugh. When I laugh, that's when I start coughing. So we just wrapped up the Chamber Awards.
Yes.
And before we get into that, though, for the nonprofits out there, this is a public service announcement.
Okay.
If you are involved with the California Arts Council, there are, I believe, 4 or 5 grants that are available.
Mm-hmm.
You can apply to 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
For example, we applied to the youth one as well as to the operating one.
Mm-hmm.
But the deadline is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And so be sure to get your information in if you want to be considered for that grant.
Yeah. And if people don't apply and there's money left over, it's kind of use it or lose it kind of thing. So we want people to apply and make as many people as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
the craziness with the funding right now that's going on in government, you hope that if there's left over, they're going to say, well, let's pull it back in. So let's just make sure that everybody that can apply.
Yeah. Well, we got ours in.
Mm-hmm.
The youth one was done under Magic Mentor.
Okay.
For the STEAM program.
Yeah.
And the operating one is just more generalized. So
yeah. Well, good. Hopefully you'll hear back from them.
Yes.
In a positive way. So
yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
So we excuse me. We have the Chamber Awards.
Yes.
That went off swimmingly.
Yeah, last Wednesday. Mm-hmm.
And packed house.
Yes.
So what were some of your thoughts?
It was an entirely sold out event. First time we've sold it out. I don't think we could have put many more people in that place comfortably. We could have, but we didn't want to. So, but over 200 people were there. It was fantastic. We gave out, we gave out 9 awards on our general awards, but we also gave out the Best of Santa Clara River Valley certificates. So we announced 63 recipients. Or 63 categories, about 40 recipients, and then we announced the 9 awards. So we gave out 72. We announced 72 awards in 2 hours, less than 2 hours, which was great. So I know when I was up on stage emceeing and when I announced that we're going to give out 63 awards for the Best Santa Clara Valley, everybody had this blank look on their face, like this is going to take all night. All right. I told everybody just, we'll get through it and stuff. And we did. We actually finished it half an hour early, which was great. But it's always a good event. This is our 63rd annual. It's a little different because we didn't have the State of the City, which is a different event we're having next week. But we brought in the Best of Santa Clara River Valley to fill that void. We did that in like less than 30 minutes. So it was really great that we did that. And we had great food, local restaurants. Like I had said, we had about 20 20 local businesses that helped put that whole thing together.
So who were the restaurants that were present?
We had Tacos El Terrazo, which is one of our newer restaurants down on Main Street, and they ended up getting the best taco for Santa Clara River Valley event. We had El Capriccio, which had 4 different awards that they won too. Then we had Park 1055, which won for best happy hour, but they also just this past Sunday, they won for best savory dish at the Casa Pacifica food and wine event, which is like the biggest event in the county, fundraiser. And they took the top prize, which was fantastic. So for their braised short ribs. So they were very happy about that. So they had a really good week. They did. Then we had El Rincon Ceviche. They're one of our local, kind of a food truck type event, group that came in, and they did some stuff as well. Then see, who else do we have in there? We had
Flight 126.
Yes, Flight 126. They came in and did what they normally do, which was fantastic too. We did also have Chili Peppers, which is the in-house food service for Palacio Event Center. So because Palacio was our small business of the year, we asked them, would you like to have your catering service come in? Because they're part of their team too. So we did something a little bit different, and it was really cool to have them there. So so overall, it was really, really good.
You had a dessert
and then
there too, right?
Yeah. Well, we had Porto's. Everybody knows Porto's, but Robert Ray Garcia Funeral Services, every year they donate the desserts. So a few years ago, we decided, well, what kind of desserts do we want? And so Palazzo there suggested, why don't we do Porto's? So they went out and picked up all the Porto's, brought it in. And so it's usually big. They bring a bunch of cakes and all these other things. But it's all donated by Robert Garcia.
Nice.
So, our centerpieces were donated by Dana Tomarkin, who's one of my ex-board members who actually still contributes to what we do. And then Noah, the Palacio's in-house florist, actually helped put all that together. Picked the local flick flower. All those flowers were from a local garden, So she does this every year for us, which we're very thankful for, and they're donated. So everybody got to walk home with some flowers too that were on the tables. So it's really, really a cool event. We had some of our young professionals tending bar. We have our management fellows that from the city that were actually there helping greeting people too. We had some of our new ambassadors that were there too, assisting. So it was really a cool event. We had our supervisor, Kelly Long, attended. The mayor spoke also. So it was really a good event overall. We didn't know how it was going to turn out because we didn't have the state of the city. And that's been a long tradition for our event, is to have the state of the city. And so we were trying to figure out how we can make this happen. And I actually finished the entire program about less than 10 minutes before I went over to the hall. So we had to make last minute changes, but I already had in my head an idea what we're going to do. We had timelines, we had everything laid out, and everybody was on point as far as the presenters, the recipients, you name it. Everybody was, our photography, all that stuff was on point. Even though I know you weren't feeling great, but you guys did a great job too. So, but overall, it was good. I mean, that's everybody. The feedback I'm getting that's been the best event by far that we've done. And, I actually got a couple new members out of that too. So, but overall it was good. We're happy that we can celebrate not just Santa Paula, but the entire Valley. And, it was good. And we already have May 14th of next year is our save the date. So we already have it in the books, ready to go.
Cool.
So we're letting people know way ahead of time that we're moving up a couple weeks earlier than we did this. We had to delay it a couple weeks because we just weren't ready to put on a great event. And so, but yeah, it's in the books now. So now we're starting to prep for it. So,
I got to be honest. I think it's better without the state of the city because it's like two big presentations.
Yeah.
And this allowed you to concentrate on presenting what the chamber has done for the city and everything else. So the focus is all about that. And now they can have their arena. And I think it will make for a much better platform.
Yeah. And we've always struggled with that because it takes away from both.
Yeah.
And we try and squeeze it all in fast. So everybody's in a hurry. This time we kind of took a step back. Everybody, we were celebrating who we should be celebrating, which is our businesses and our organizations and our individuals. So where before it's always been the focus on the state of the city and what the chamber's doing. But we kind of lose in that shuffle the people that make this community happen.
Right.
And now it's focused back on them. And I think you're right. It's going to be a great event. We had a great event, and I know the state of the city. Now it's focused on what the city's doing and how great the city is. So I guess in that event, every department's going to give a little presentation. The state of the city and our chamber awards, we're both co-sponsors of each other. The city co-sponsors awards. We co-sponsor the state of the city. So we're hosting the reception outside before the event. So it's a partnership. We sat down, we talked about separating the event earlier this year, and you're right. It's put more emphasis on each sector, and it should be good. I mean, we were happy how it turned out. We're hoping that we know the city event's going to be good too. So
right.
But yeah.
Cool. So we have another cruise night coming up.
That's right. Oh, by the way, the state of the city is on the 12th of this month. It's not this Thursday. It's the following Thursday.
Okay.
We never said the date. So
okay. So
June 12th.
And do they have to get tickets for that, or do they just show up? Or
it's a free event. If you go on the city social media pages or even on the city website, you can register. And they ask to register, even though it's a free event. It kind of gives them an idea of what they need to set up and all that stuff too. But it's totally free. Just show up. Even if you don't register, just show up.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's that. We made it a free event that kind of had to be a free event, if we're talking city business and having everybody there. It's more like it's like an external city council meeting,
right?
That's the thing. And we've had to make these adjustments because they're talking about city stuff. Has to be an open meeting kind of thing. And that's changed over the last year. So
cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So that's June 12th. And then we have the First Friday
cruise night
coming up for cruise night
this Friday. So we have, it's the same setup as last month. We have about 250 to 300 cars from 10th to 8th, and then along some of the side streets, people line up. But yeah, our entertainment's going to be Jacob Marquez, no relation to me, but he's a great artist, little reggae feel to it and stuff. The restaurants are all gearing up. Restaurants are having some specials. They're going to have some entertainment. Fermentation House has stuff going on. El Capricho has stuff going on. The draft, they got baseball going on, the Dodgers and all that. So they got something going on. And some of the other restaurants are doing some other events. I even think, I'm not sure if E&D is doing an event too, the hat place, but everybody's got a little spin this month for it. So it's really cool to see that everybody's getting engaged.
And if I remember correctly, in July, it's going to be dark.
Yes, we are going dark in July. And the reason being it is a Friday. It's 4th of July. So we're very aware of what's going on in the city with the 4th of July fireworks. And that should be the standalone event that day.
And plus you have the car show that Fillmore does every year.
Fillmore has a huge car show. And a lot of the same people that come to ours will go to theirs too. So we want to help support Fillmore too with what they do. We want to be aware, be conscious of what the city's doing for the fireworks show here too. There's just not enough resources to do both, in our city. So we're aware that we work with the city and we all came to an agreement that maybe it's best just to hold off this year for it. I know they've had it before on the 4th of July and it just wasn't the same impact. Right. So we just want to give it more of let the other events shine, and we'll come back in August. So we're going to do August, September, October this year. So 6 events for the year is probably a good test for kind of the new things we're doing this year too.
Now, are there vendors that are going to be available at the July 4th event or?
July 4th, I think they do have some vendors. I don't know if it's food trucks or that's a city sponsored event.
Okay.
So
if they want to learn anything more about the 4th of July, they should be looking through the city.
Yeah, the city, the Parks and Rec Department is putting it on, but you'll see it on the city social media pages, the Parks and Rec Department social media pages as well. So yeah, so it's really, it should be a really cool event because now it is at the new sports park.
Right.
So much more room to do things. It used to be at Harding Park, but now I think they're going to get a huge crowd to go out there. There's like 10 times the space of what the other one has.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's going to be a really good event. Unfortunately, I'll be out of town, but that's but
you're always out on the 4th.
Yeah, it's a annual trip with friends and family that we've been doing for many, many years.
Same place.
We'll
visit.
Yeah. You came out last time.
Yep.
So yeah, are you bringing Julie this year?
Maybe
she didn't make it last year. Remember?
She didn't.
No.
Oh, that's right. Because she was.
Because you and Kent.
Yeah.
It went.
Yeah, she went to
She was back east.
yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
You guys just decided to come and hang out.
That's
which is
right.
Fine. So, but yeah, this year.
Yeah, I'll bring her this year.
Okay, yeah, because last time she had a good time when she was with us.
I know she did.
Yeah, yeah. When her and my wife, when they sit down, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're encouraging people to go to cruise night this week. Next week, go to the State of the City, and then go to the fireworks show, and it's all free for our community. All of it's free. So when we do have the food, at the State of the City, we do have food. Local food vendors are going to be there. Our local restaurants. We will have a bar there, so it's a cash bar. So if anybody's interested in having a glass of wine or something, the chamber's hosting that as well. So, but yeah, so we encourage people to just come out, and we're providing 3 good events in less than a month.
Nice.
So, and it's all free to the public. And so, yeah, please come and support, because there's a lot of people that do a lot of work to put these events on. And in turn, all we ask is that people come out, enjoy it, and then support by shopping our local businesses and helping support some of the organizations that are putting this on.
So we're going to try something new this month.
Mhm.
We're going to do a 12-hour telethon.
I've heard. Yep.
And originally we were thinking 24 hours, and it's like, that's probably going to be a bit much. So let's do like a 9 to 9. So we're going to do a 12-hour telethon. We're going to have items that will be auctioned off that people can bid online for. I'm trying to get something memorable from the band Steppenwolf.
Nice.
See if maybe I can get like a gold album or
Nice.
something like that.
Are they going to perform?
Huh?
Should have them come out and perform.
I know. We'll have some bands perform. We'll have some entertainment throughout the day. We'll do some speeches. We'll all sorts of things, but we'll have a whole day planned out. And Scott will be hosting along with you co-hosting. So I'll have to check your schedule.
Okay.
And we might have Tina Turner's breast implant. There's some other things that we might
being auctioned off.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't want to ask, but who's in possession of that?
I'll keep that one anonymous.
So
but, okay. I was joking with somebody. He's like, I got Tina Turner's breast implant. You can
hey, so are we gonna do have the tote board, and we can sit there?
Yeah, well, we're gonna have a tote board,
just like the old Jerry Lewis telethons.
Yeah.
And then
at the very end you're gonna sing "The Time Has Come."
Oh, yeah.
No,
not me. But we have a singer. We can have. Are we gonna do juggling and dogs jumping through hoops and like they used to do back then?
Yeah, we'll do some
the spinning plates and all that stuff.
Yep.
So is it overnight or is it gonna be during the day?
No, we'll do it during the day.
Oh, you got to do it at night because you can get away with a lot more at night.
12 to 12.
Yeah, 12 to 12. Oh,
yeah.
Dude, you don't want to go 24 hours, dude?
I don't. Could you make it 24 hours?
Oh, yeah, we could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that would be something. If we space it out right, I think we could do it. But let's start 12 and we'll see.
Yeah, see what we have for activities and stuff like that.
We're going to be 5 hours in and be like, oh, we're done. But if it's spaced it right, great entertainment, So how are people going to be able to watch this?
So they can come live.
Okay.
They can stop in during the day, come live, and we are also going to have it on social media.
Okay.
I have to find out a few things because it's going to be such a long stream. If there's anything that we have to do that might be involved, but they will be able to watch it online. They'll be able to stop in, come live. And it's going to all be about obviously raising money to go towards the Project Heart.
Nice. Okay, and you're going to do it here, or do you have another space you could?
Well, we'll probably this will probably be home base, and then we might have something set up in the new building.
I was kind of thinking the theater center would be a cool place to do it.
Might be able to do some stuff there, but
it'd be kind of cool to do something.
Yeah,
there, just set up right there, and you have the seating, the stadium seating, and
I'll have to ask her if
you can do a lot of
what's
stuff
going
there.
on.
Yeah,
it'll probably be in the middle of their major street cars play is the next one coming up.
Oh, okay.
So it's streetcar. I forget exactly.
Streetcar Named Desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So But yeah, we'll have it, and because it's going to be, some of it's going to be virtual, we'll be able to bring people in, even if they're not local.
Are you gonna pre-record some entertainment too? That'd be kind of cool to show some of that, just kind of in between things.
Well, hopefully the entertainment will all be live.
Yeah, it'd be great, but
Yeah.
we gotta have some things in the back burner too, just in case.
Yeah.
Just maybe you telling your story, walking along the stream, thinking about the ideas of what your project is, and some kind of background music playing while you're walking.
Oh,
Some tug at your heart.
okay. I'm not that sentimental guy.
Where this idea came from, so
So I'm working on a new joke.
uh,
I've been golfing my whole life,
okay.
and my youngest son Jared is an avid golfer now. But before he actually got into golf, he used to think golfing was about going out and catching birds. And so, because I'd come home and after a round of golf, and I'd be like, "Hey, babe, I got a birdie," and he's like, "Oh, wow." And the other day, one of the days, I came back and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're not gonna believe this! I got a birdie and an eagle all in the same day." And then Jared's like, "Can I see the eagle?" I'm like, "No, son, it's a golf term."
Yeah.
And I used to play baseball, but all I ever did was hit fouls.
Yeah. At least you hit the ball.
Fouls, bird fouls.
Yeah, I get it.
Into
yeah. You and birds. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad you have that button because I wouldn't do it with you.
I don't have the whatever.
You gotta get that one.
I know it should.
Every once in a while, I have a brilliant little saying.
Yeah.
So
I can give you this.
Oh, that's
So go ahead and say a bad word.
no. I don't want to say. I'll just say your name. You can bleep it out. There you go.
Anyways,
That's
so
gonna be cool. It's gonna be different, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Scott was the one who actually came up with it. He's like, "Hey, let's do a telethon."
Mm-hmm.
So next week I'm going to get everybody together and we can start talking about it, organize it. It's going to have to be fast, to be effective in order to help us with the building.
Yeah, and you have a video set to talk about the project
Yes.
that we can roll and show and yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And we'll do a live walkthrough.
Okay.
So it'll be cool because we'll be able to do, and if people come and they're watching live, the things that we do remote, they'll be able to see as well.
Nice. Okay. You can have some other people come in like partners and stuff. Like if we do like food or we do other things, and it might
Get some food trucks out here.
Might be good to have somebody sponsor like an hour.
Yeah.
Ask like this hour is hosted by the House of Magic Foundation for the Arts.
Yeah.
Something like that. So if they're willing to kick in a little bit of money to sponsor the hour,
There you go.
Yeah, you can. That's 12 hours right there. That's
I know.
$1 an hour, $1 a show, an hour. That's $12 right there. That's a good start.
That's
right there.
Awesome start.
So
that's like that 900,000-pound monkey that's standing in front of the door.
Exactly. But that's not bad to think about. Maybe putting some sponsorship stuff out there, and then you give them some airtime.
We'll do it really fast.
I'm sure there's companies that would come out and just introduce themselves and talk a little about their business and whatever. And
we could get Athens to come out.
if they want to sponsor, or some of the other businesses around that are, that might want to sponsor a little bit or give some airtime. Athens is a sponsor of the show, so they definitely need to have a seat at the table to come out.
Sure.
And do some interviews and stuff, quick interviews, and
that would be really cool.
You get kind of creative there, So, yeah, okay, that's going to be quick and fast. Right? So, what's the target date we're going to do this?
Like the third week of June.
That's like in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, that's a short turnaround.
Yeah.
I was thinking like July.
No,
July
might be too late.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
We'll see. I can do this.
All right. If you can pull it off, I'll be there to help.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be my role as on your advisory board. Okay. So not through the chamber. Okay. So that's
absolutely.
Yeah. So it's a little different because it's, I have to play multiple hats. Like I was saying earlier, I had another meeting that I have a different hat on. So,
well, you were participating as a volunteer, John Marquez.
Yeah. As part of your advisory team.
To help support, yeah.
Yes. And then, because I wear my Boys and Girls Club hat, I was here. Rotary did a Rotary thing this morning, so it's like I have multiple hats. I got to remember which hat to put on.
Yeah.
so for your event, I'll be part of the advisory group and
Get you one of those hats that you can like, spin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I have numerous name tags for everything, like in my truck. So which one am I wearing this time? You know? So, but I'm doing it as volunteer for as out of what I do. Not in an official capacity.
There you go. No official capacities, other than the fact that this is just going to be a really cool project. That
exactly. That hopefully we can get some people to invest in.
I'm just let's see here.
What are we doing?
I'm gonna change our view up a little bit. No, okay. I'm gonna go back down to here.
I thought we were gonna get some avatars of us.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we were gonna do that at one point. So I don't know. What, you got a big idea now? What are you gonna do? So you got something rolling here. He's going behind. Oh, you're gonna break out the guitar?
Yeah, it's gonna break out the guitar.
Oh, okay. Do you sing? Not very well.
Part of the problem with sharing a podcast studio with the Friday Shot Day show is sometimes they have some very colorful things.
They had something over there.
They had a very colorful image on the guitar.
I didn't notice it.
I know.
Yeah.
And I looked over and I went, whoop, wait, what?
I'm assuming it was not appropriate.
Not for Listen Up Santa Paula.
Okay. All right.
So.
Okay. Well, good thing you caught that.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
a little too late, but
many people already saw that. But,
yeah. They're going to be rewinding this video to see what it's all about.
Things happen.
Yeah.
At least you're addressing it.
So had I not done anything, people probably would have just went.
Yeah. Now that you pointed out, everybody's going.
Yeah. Everybody's rewinding.
Yeah.
But all right. So what else is going on?
So as far as what we're doing through the chamber, put my chamber hat on now. I already explained some of the events coming up. We are looking at moving our office, and so over the summer we're going to move to the clock tower. I think I've mentioned this before. So we're working with the city. We're going to be using one of their front offices there next to Athens. We're going to create a little kind of visitor center there. There's a little alcove. We're going to put some brochures and do some other things right there, so people can come in if they need a map. They can grab a map. Something about what's going on around the community. We have some trifolds for downtown and some other things. So we're going to make that a little welcome center during the day. So even if we're not there per se with the chamber, but they can go into it's open, they can go in, they can grab some materials and stuff too.
Nice.
So that's kind of been a goal we've wanted to do. We've been looking at doing this since last year. And now that we don't really have a lot of events through the chamber, because, without having cruise night on July, we're kind of the entire month of July, with the exception of the last week, we're going to probably do our business roundtable. We might move the date on that right now. It's summertime. A lot of people aren't around. But for the most part, we're not doing a whole lot in the summer because we want to focus on getting that move over. We do have some grand openings that'll be coming up soon. We have the new Planet Fitness over at the Vaughn Shopping Center. We're scheduling a grand opening on June 14th. It's a Monday morning. We're just finalizing the details, but it'll probably be about 10 o'clock. So we'll start looking. We should be getting some flyers out in the next couple of days. Right in that same shopping center, there's the Sisters Asian Eatery. So they're new chamber members. So we're going to do some kind of official grand opening with them. Santa Paula Cellars downtown. They just recently opened, doing some soft openings. We're going to do an official grand opening with them as well. So we have a lot of things in the books right now that it's all tentative, but over the summer, we're going to be doing this and getting people to come out and support the community. It's critical right now. We get into that slow time of year. People are gone and stuff, but yet our local businesses still need some support. So,
right.
And we're going to focus on tourism. We did some partnerships with the Tourism Bureau with Visit California. People are going to be looking for things to do. So we're actually going to start we have a marketing team that's going to start thinking about how we market what's going on now. But we're also thinking about the holidays. Believe it or not, we met Monday with our holiday marketing team, and we're talking about what we're going to do for the holiday season, which is only 6 months away. So for the kickoff, which is our small business Saturday / parade day, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So we're starting to work out details with partnering with the city and our local businesses in the downtown district. And we're looking at how we're going to decorate downtown this year. We did a little bit last year, but it wasn't enough. So now we're planning way early. We didn't start till October last year Now this year we're going to start early, and hopefully by August we have a theme. We have everything ready to roll too. So we're thinking early. We're trying to get the resources we need to make it happen. But the city's been very gracious in listening to what our concerns are, what our wishes are, and they're going to see if they can make it happen too. So yeah, so we're planning Christmas in the summer.
That's crazy.
Which is not even summer yet, and we're planning Christmas. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're busy with that. And it's just more about business attraction, getting people here, and all we're asking for the public to do is just support your business, any community, support your local businesses. I was in Fillmore this morning for a meeting. They have the same concerns we do here in Santa Paula. Just they need people to come in. So, no.
So Tim Eubanks just chimed in,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about the food trucks being there for the 4th of July, as well as vendors.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to go hit the rewind button.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So.
Okay. We're gonna have him back again. He was great the last time. We need to see if he can come back.
Yeah, we'll have him back sometime over the summer or whatever. But
yeah, maybe he can if he's gonna be a 4th of July, he maybe give us a report on it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what's going on.
And if we need any help, he's out there. Just let him know.
We should see if he'd be a correspondent for us at some of these events.
At some of the events,
that would be cool to get
a live.
Well, not live, but give us a perspective on what his thoughts are on it, because you can use some different opinions as far as when events goes. We're always looking at what can we do better. We talked about this morning with our awards. It went off great, but what can we do better? And everybody's got a different viewpoint. I mean, I'm sure you saw what was going on there, and I was on stage and I saw that I could see out of the corner of my eye little things like, okay, I can move this around, I can change that around and stuff. So I always welcome different perspectives as far as certain events, and that way that helps us make everything better, helps us grow. So yeah, I love to. Tim's got great perspective on a lot of things, so it'd be good to have him give us some thoughts on some things.
And he just stated that he's got something for the telethon too. So
nice,
that will be cool.
That's awesome. So we should
maybe it's a Google robot.
We should pull in our past guests and have them come in.
Yeah, I've had quite a few people ask us if we would do a live remote, even though it's not necessarily on our show schedule. If we would do a live remote and broadcast at their place, so we could bring a little music and everything in between, and
set up a canopy tables and start doing that like you did when we had the what was the event you did?
It was I think it was the nonprofit partnership one, and
I chimed in remotely. Yeah, that was cool to bring people in for that. That's something we could probably do during National Night Out. I think it's in September, October for the police department. We could set up and do a remote there.
Yeah,
that would be, because there's so many different nonprofits and other organizations. We can interview them all.
Yeah,
so that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
we should start looking at doing that. That would be cool.
All right, well, we are out of time. So we will be back.
What do you have going on here?
Oh, we have our first Friday improv, as well as our next second Friday of the month. It's going to be a tag team act for the Spellbound show.
Ah, okay.
And so, but you can look that up at thomagic.org. And as always, you can go to
SantaPaulaChamber.com
or the heritagevalleyca.org
or spcity.org if you want to know information on the city.
Them too.
Lots of places to find, and all of us have social media channels too. So look out for those as well.
And I believe the Heritage Valley social media channel has added about 400 to 500 new followers.
Good. People are looking for things to do in this valley, setting up vacations and stuff. So we gotta bring them in.
All right. Well, we're doing our part, and until next week, stay safe. Don't forget about the car show coming up on Friday, as well as the improv. So you can go to the car show, then come see a great improv show.
Yep.
And we will talk to y'all next week.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.